Oh, gosh.
Pow.
Pow.
Man. Woo. All right. Well, that was a very interesting segment 2.
Yeah, it was. It was a little bit of everything, wasn't it? It was crazy on camera. Gotta love live TV.
Yeah, live TV. Oh, I got.
Would you turn your ringer off for
I
the
tried.
show?
I tried. You know, this thing is just all messed up. I thought I did that.
We have some folks in studio right now seeing how the show goes. Tip number 1, take your cell phone, because it's always going to be close, right? Turn the ringer off.
I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into segment 3. Okay, so Nicole pretty much got broadsided this morning, right?
I got broadsided. I was
got broadsided today?
broad who was broadsided.
Yeah, you got broadsided today. So the relationship that you was kind of off, but you know, it's starting to come a little bit back together, and then he went and married some other gal.
He did. He did. He left me on Saturday and married her on Sunday night. Mwah. Las Vegas. Quick.
I don't. You know.
It's all right.
Now, you sure that's for real? I mean, it could be just all fake.
No,
could be fake news.
No, it's real.
Could be fake news.
Fake news. Now that seems to be a hot trending topic these days.
That is kind of a shot in the chops. I can certainly admit, but.
It is.
You know, I don't know what to say about that. Like the president said, that's above my pay grade.
He said,
I got my own problems.
Dude, you don't get to ask a question. You're fake.
Yeah, no,
don't be rude and interrupt the lady. They're asking the question. Did you see Trump's news conference yesterday, or was you being out and about? And
I wasn't feeling very well, so I was probably sleeping. So, but I did see a little bit of it. Let's go back in time. Okay, Mr. Trump had a press conference.
The first one since election night. Actually, since July. He hasn't had an open forum press conference in
a while.
A long while.
And it was true Trump fashion.
It was?
Yeah, well, you know, just
saying it like it is.
Say it like it is, I guess. I don't know. So, but I guess there is, there was a fake.
You know what Trump does?
What does Trump do?
What Trump does? Because, you know, I keep seeing posts from people about being so disgusted by how unpresidential he seems.
Right.
And you're right. All of the you know, the liberals, the Democrats, the anti-Trumpers out there, he would not be cast in a film for president. But that's kind of the point with Trump. And for, you know, some people, it's like, you know, if Muhammad can't come to the mountain, bring the mountain to Muhammad. That's kind of Trump's attitude. He is not going to change because he's president. He's not going to turn into some well-spoken, politically correct, you know, let me do this the old boy's way. He's bringing the presidency to him. He's not going to the presidency. And as much as you might not like it that he doesn't sound presidential, what has he really done so far that if anybody else did, would not be singing the praises, which is calling BS when the news organizations have been completely biased and ridiculous, which is not letting anyone into the administration that will not agree to not have any connections with lobbying and make a profit off of being a public servant, which is good. When the Republicans in Congress tried to get rid of the independent Ethics Oversight Committee, Trump lambasted them and let them know it's not going to go this way, and they had to rescind it. So everything that he's done so far, as far as keeping true to the promises that all of the politicians tell us, they all told us, they always tell us that they're going to end the corruption and end the old school kind of thing. He really seems to be clearing the swamp. And if he says dude and shut up and looks orange like an Oompa Loompa on the way, I don't really care as long as it gets done.
Well, it's an interesting, it's going to be an interesting 4 years. That is for sure. And I'm a Donald Trump hoper. I'm just hoping that it all works out. You know, I like the fact that there's, you know, a lot of people that are in the cabinet now that have been very successful in the business world, and they're not even taking salaries to do this stuff. Yeah. They're all working for $1. I like that. I like that better than the, you know, the governmental guy that's been sitting there writing his name on the back of paychecks for 30 years, and he's just a, you know,
that his brother's getting the contract for all of the gold mine in Haiti.
So I kind of like the fact that the private sector is kind of taking over. We'll see. It is, you know, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
what
So
happens.
fake news story. So
Yeah.
one of the reasons why the press conference was so raucous and entertaining was because CNN went with the story that BuzzFeed launched.
Right.
And in the story, the basic premise of the story is that allegedly Trump, who hated the Obamas so much, rented out the same room at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Moscow
Uh-huh.
and brought in hookers
Hookers.
to defile the room with golden showers to kind of say, screw you to the Obamas. Now, this story was not verified, picked up, credible for any other news organization, and CNN ran with it.
That's when he got him.
And you know, our buddy John McCain
Right.
actually was one that was involved in this too, as far as sending information over to the FBI to investigate it. Once again, you know, politics is politics, and the end result of this is CNN took it on the chin because they are being called out for promoting fake news and having an agenda, having
Right.
an anti-Trump agenda.
Right.
And when it came down to the press conference and the CNN reporter is trying to jam in a question,
Right.
Trump shut him down hard. And the reporter, it's funny because you talk about Trump not being presidential. The reporter is trying to correct Trump and tell him this isn't right and get him back in his place. Well, sorry, dude, too bad. Your organization, who is tasked with bringing the news, you know, not an opinion desk, but the news. You took a story that was BS, that everybody thought was BS, and it wasn't verifiable, and it was nonsense. And you ran with it, and there's got to be consequences for that. And you got slapped down. So
Well,
that's
I'm
what
sure
happens.
they're looking for the hookers right now.
They don't exist. If they existed, they would have existed. It's a BS story.
Okay.
So yeah. And
Well-
honestly, you know what? I would expect if Trump did have hookers, he'd been like, "Yep, had the hookers."
Well,
Trump
here's the
doesn't
deal.
hide stuff.
This is what you think,
He
because you know
grabs life by the pussy.
gentleman has had issues with women in the past. He's kind of an ass grabber. We know that.
He's an
okay?
old school alpha,
Yeah,
for
he's,
sure.
yeah, he's an old school alpha male, ass grabbing dude. And if
Oh.
someone were to tell me that, wow, there's a billionaire with a couple hookers in a hotel room in the Ritz-Carlton, I wouldn't go like, well, maybe it
Right,
was
but,
one.
but one of the ironic parts, and Jody Rocco, our trumpet in the house, has just put up that not only did BuzzFeed run with it, but they actually, because BuzzFeed gives us entertaining videos.
Right.
They give us cat videos.
Right.
They're not really they're yellow, no pun intended. They're yellow journalism at the best.
Right.
Right. But BuzzFeed actually put a disclaimer on it that the story might not be true, but CNN ran with it.
Yes.
I have the news on sometimes when I'm getting ready in the morning.
Well, here's the deal.
Okay.
Mr. Trump, he is going. They're after him, man. They are after him. I mean,
Oh yeah, gunning.
they are gunning for him.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen this since,
Inside
I
and
mean,
out.
I was around when Richard Nixon was around, and when that all happened back in the ¡70s, and they were out. Once they're coming for you, partner. So
Yeah, he knows it.
He knows it.
He knows it, and he seems to be a guy that that's fueled by it.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing to me is I want to know if Trump is going to keep tweeting after he's president. Because talk about social media and changing the lexicon of our culture.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just the Twitter tirades just. It's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch. You and I are kind of in the same camp. I've never been a go Trump, big Trump supporter. I went into the voting booth and I held my nose and I voted and hoped for the best.
Well, what's interesting is
But quite honestly, since he's been
more-
elected, I'm optimistic.
he has more Twitter followers than TV shows have viewers.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's mastered the modern media, and which is one of the things that Obama did way back when, 8 years ago,
Right.
and that's what helped him get into presidency is the grassroots social media support.
That's right. He did a very good job with that. Okay, well, here's the deal. Segment 4 is coming up. Leia Lowe from the Blue Martini will be on camera.
Oh yeah.
And she'll be in, and we're going to be talking about the Blue Martini. We're going to talk about her. We're going to talk about the whole thing. We're going to love it because next week we're going to be at the Blue Martini at the Danny Vegas Business Gala number 7. 7 of these things.
7, old man,
Oh, man. Danny Vegas has been around a while.
like a fine wine.
About a fine wine. Yeah. So this will be actually, I only got about 8 seconds left. I think this will be my 4th Blue Martini event over the years. So this is going to be great. Leia Lowe right after this.